What's up guys, it's Zero here. Today I'm bringing you guys a brand new Gears of War Reloaded video, so let's get into it. So guys, obviously with the hype and anticipation for Gears of War Reloaded, it's really creating a lot of question marks now around Xbox as a whole in terms of Gears of War Reloaded is now breaking the mold of having a Gears of War title not just as an Xbox exclusive, but now it's coming to PlayStation, and it's creating a lot of interesting narratives and a lot of speculation and rumors about what could happen with some of Xbox's other flagship IPs that are also console exclusives, and more specifically, Halo. So guys, in an article coming to us from Edis Gunner of MSN, Microsoft announced on Monday that the 2006 Xbox 360 classic Gears of War is going to get a remaster on current-gen platforms named Gears of War Reloaded. This is notably the second time that this game has received a re-release. Back in the mid-2010s, Microsoft launched a remastered version of the first Gears of War installment for Xbox One and Windows PCs called Gears of War Ultimate Edition. This new reloaded version of Gears of War is basically just a slightly enhanced port of Ultimate Edition. Perhaps the biggest difference between these two editions, though, is that Reloaded will not only be available on Xbox and PC, but on PlayStation 5 as well. And I think that's the really big thing here, guys. A lot of people are talking about Gears of War Reloaded looks very similar to Ultimate Edition. Sure, it does look like a upgrade, but not a drastic upgrade that, you know, what we saw from Elder Scrolls Oblivion or something of that nature. This is more designed to not only quench our thirst for Gears of War E-Day, but it's also designed to introduce Gears of War to PlayStation users. For most Xbox players, there isn't really much to get excited about with Gears of War Reloaded, aside from some minor touch-ups like 4K resolution, 120 frames per second support, and improved reflections. The remaster doesn't have many notable new features included in it. The game, by and large, looks almost the same as it did about a decade ago. Gears of War Reloaded seems like it was created more with the PlayStation audience in mind and was greenlit by Microsoft mainly to introduce the once Xbox exclusive Gears franchise to rival platforms. The fact that this remaster even exists also kind of undermines the legitimacy of one of the big Halo rumors that has been circulating lately. Well, what I will say, guys, is first and foremost, I disagree with the article here where, you know, obviously I'm sure a lot of people in the Gears of War franchise are thinking, well, this is basically just a copy and paste of Gears of War Ultimate Edition, but from the perspective of, you know, I do have my criticisms for Gears of War Reloaded. Like, I don't like the cover art. I think that they made Marcus look more like a Fortnite character than a badass like he did back in 06 on that original cover. But outside of that, I am totally cool with them coming out with Gears of War Reloaded because, number one, it's going to bring more eyeballs and more people to playing Gears of War than ever before with adding it on PlayStation. And number two is this is going to be designed to quench our thirst before Gears of War E-Day. And so, yes, guys, is it going to be a massive upgrade from Gears of War Ultimate Edition? No. But think of it as, from a long-term perspective, this is going to be very important for Gears of War as a franchise moving forward. It is going to push Gears of War to the next level when you think about it, because if we get a lot of PlayStation people to play Gears of War religiously, especially when Gears of War E-Day comes out, Gears is going to be 1000% back for good. I mean, I think we can expect after Gears of War E-Day, we get, you know, Gears of War 2 Reloaded, you know, Gears 6, Gears 7, you know, Gears of War 3 Reloaded, who knows, maybe a Gears of War Pendulum Wars title, so on and so forth. There is a great opportunity here, and Xbox sees it, where they can introduce Gears of War for the first time to PlayStation users. And yes, maybe for us, we've played these stories over and over again, but at the same time, just think of the overall franchise of Gears. This is so important, guys. Over the last few years, there have been reports about the existence of a so-called Gears of War Marcus Phoenix collection. This collection was said to include remastered versions of all 3 installments in the original Gears of War trilogy, although with other games like Gears of War Judgment. In spite of all the rumors about the compilation, though, it has never seen the light of day, and this week's announcement of Gears of War Reloaded makes its existence even more unlikely. Instead of releasing a $60 bundle of the series' first 3 games, it appears Microsoft is launching remasters of the trilogy one by one, with each installment costing $40 a piece. And when I think about it, guys, it would have been really cool to get a collection, but at the same time, a collection might, be one of those ordeals where, from a business perspective, Microsoft and Xbox, they may be looking at it from the perspective of, if this collection is something that, brings a lot of PlayStation people over to play Gears of War, that's going to be really good. But what if they don't move over to Gears of War E-Day and lots of people stay on the collection and, E-Day kind of splits up the fan base somewhat. And so I think what they're thinking here is introduce Gears of War to a new generation or to, a new platform, that being PlayStation, and quench everyone's thirst for Gears of War E-Day. So when Gears of War E-Day comes out, everybody moves over to E-Day. I think that's kind of the idea that they're going for. And then they'll release Gears of War 2 Reloaded or Remastered, and then Gears of War 3 at some other point in the coming years. Since Microsoft seemingly plans to sell the old Gears of War games individually on PlayStation, it may use the same tactic when it eventually brings the Halo series to Sony's consoles as well. Back in January, the insider Nate the Hate alleged that Microsoft would release PS5 and Nintendo Switch 2 ports of Halo the Master Chief Collection later this year, but maybe this won't necessarily happen, since Halo MCC includes the first 6 mainline installments of the Halo franchise and only costs $60 on Xbox and PC. It wouldn't make a lot of sense for Microsoft to launch it alongside a $40 remaster of the first Gears of War game. Rather than releasing a complete version of Halo, the Master Chief Collection on PlayStation and Nintendo consoles, it's possible that Microsoft will port the rumored Halo Combat Evolve remaster to the platforms instead. Last year, The Verge's Tom Warren claimed that Microsoft was in the early stages of developing an upgraded re-release of the first entry in the Halo series, and that it was considering a PlayStation 5 release of the game at the time. If this remaster truly does exist, then it seems more likely that Microsoft will bring it to PlayStation and Switch 2 instead of Halo the Master Chief Collection. And honestly, guys, I think them doing it similar to what they're doing with Gears of War, where they just release Halo Combat Evolved onto PlayStation, makes a ton of business sense for Xbox and for Microsoft. And really, guys, I think that this is going to grow Halo and Gears of War in ways we've never seen before. Because the console exclusivity of a lot of these games, and I don't care which side you're looking at, whether it's Xbox, whether it's PlayStation, these games will sell much better if they're on multi-console. So Gears of War Gears of War Reloaded is going to sell really well. I believe that. And I think Gears of War E-Day, if they bring that on PlayStation as well as Xbox, I believe it would be the best-selling Gears of War game of all time. The same thing with Halo. I think if you bring out Halo Combat Evolved and then, you release that for $40 or whatever to PlayStation users, and then they bring out the next Halo installment and you put it on both Xbox and PlayStation, I believe it would be the biggest Halo of all time, because there are so many PlayStation users out there. I just believe that Halo could be one of the biggest shooters on planet Earth if they bring it out on PlayStation as well as Xbox. And I believe that Gears of War will be one of the biggest, third-person shooters, in the world when it comes out with Gears of War E-Day, if it comes out on both consoles. And so anyways, I just think it makes a lot of sense for them to go this direction. And I believe on the flip side, PlayStation, if they made The Last of Us available on Xbox as well as PlayStation, I believe The Last of Us would be way bigger. Same thing with God of War or Death Stranding. I just think that these console wars and the console exclusivity, it should end. And I think Xbox is kind of the first one to approach it from the perspective of, hey, here's, one or two of our biggest titles or IPs that we have and possess, and we're now giving it to you guys. And so I think it's awesome. Really looking forward to seeing more Xbox games go to PlayStation, so PlayStation users get an opportunity, because it helps out the entire ecosystem of gaming when more gamers get to play these games and it's not held behind a console exclusivity. But that being said, guys, I'm so excited for the new, Gears of War Reloaded. I'm excited for Halo in the event that Halo gets to, of course, get ported to PlayStation 5. I think that would be absolutely huge, as well as Switch 2. I can't wait, guys. It's a great time to be a part of the gaming community. I'm so excited to see what happens here and how well Gears of War Reloaded does in terms of its sales and everything else. I could not be more excited. But let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think about Gears of War Reloaded going to PlayStation, and what do you think about Halo going on to, PlayStation as well, rumored at some point? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. And for more Gears of War content and videos, keep it right here.